think if you ask most people, about global warming or climate change, they would say, oh yeah, I know what that is. I know what that's all about. But if you were to dig deeper, I had this suspicion, if you were to dig deeper, you would find out that they probably didn't know very much. My name is Simon Richter. I'm a professor of German literature and culture. I'm also active in environmental humanities. I'm on the advisory board of the Water Center, and I get involved in quite a few environmental units at the university.
So my name is Irina Marinov. I am, as of July, an associate professor in the Department of Earth and Environmental Sciences. I just got tenured, and that makes me not only the first climate modeler and climate scientist to be tenured here, but it also makes me the first woman earth scientist in the history of University of Pennsylvania to get tenured.
I'm Bethany Wiggin, and I'm the faculty director and the founding faculty director, actually, of the Penn program in Environmental Humanities. I'm an associate professor of German, and I also have appointments in the English and comparative literature graduate groups.
So I had a class of around 60 students, and I threw up a bunch of concepts and words and names and so on that anyone who is informed about the basics of climate would know. And, the result was actually sort of devastating. And, I hate to say it, but on the most basic things, many of them had no idea.
I feel that we are behind peer institutions and behind all the other Ivy League schools in hiring more people broadly interested in climate. We are actually the oldest PhD granting earth sciences or geosciences department in the country, but we're also the smallest. We have, I think, only 8 or 9 standing faculty in the department. There are broad areas of science that are way underrepresented at Penn that I hope to be able to push for in the future.
We find ourselves in such a moment of urgency and crisis that we need to do more. And part of it is really understanding that as urgent as this moment feels, the causes of how we got to this moment are a product of much longer systems of how we do business, how we trade, types of relations we have between different humans. In our university, profit also plays a role. And it's important to recognize that we can't just be worried about what's the next best short-term outcome. We need to think about our return on our investment over much longer time horizons. We need to think about deeply investing in systemic and structural rethinking of all kinds of systems.
If you look at the Penn campus, you'll notice that Penn does an awful lot with regard to the environment and sustainability. We've got the Kleinman Center, the Penn Program in Environmental Humanities. You've got the Penn Eco Reps working out of the Sustainability Office. You can point to various things, but in a certain sense, they're all kind of remote from the mainstream and remote from most people on campus. And in my opinion, they serve a really small self-selecting fragment of the Penn population.
This is one of the ways that we can participate. Learn how to collaborate internally and bring together all these disparate disciplines and people with strong climate interests from across different schools that don't yet talk to each other, and learn how to talk to each other and to the administration, and of course to the students. As teachers, I feel we're rather connected to our students and less connected to the administration, which is one of the big challenges in this University of Pennsylvania framework. So we need to internally learn how to discuss better with the administration, and learning from them and with them how to leverage our huge research and teaching capabilities to get involved in our own communities.
So environmental humanities is a relatively new term. Because we have gotten a relatively early institutional start on building environmental humanities, we get to be part of the people who are shaping what that actually means, what it looks like in practice. History, arts, the ways that human values shape the world. These are the ways that environmental humanities understands the environment, and we're really eager for the university to make good on its commitments to support the work of faculty and students to do this integrative work across the arts and sciences.
You have scientists who are doing the scientific equivalent of shouting. Scientists don't like to shout, but they're shouting. They're saying this is a huge emergency. We're losing sleep over it. We have got to do something very, very fast. And at the same time, the vast majority of the population isn't aware of the severity, doesn't really want to know, isn't informed enough to demand action. That's a disconnect that we have to overcome.